My husband is best friends with his ex-wife. My husband 36M and I, 34F, had been married for 8 years, together for 14, and we have a 4-year-old daughter who is our whole life. They married at 18 and lasted 2 years and divorced. They remained best friends when we started dating. My husband's other best friend, Jack and Eliza, were a tight-knit. She was one of the brothers, and I always was the girlfriend. And later, the wife. Always an outsider, his 2 friends are single, so our house was always a place to crash. Even since we moved together, they would show up unannounced and do their own thing while I made snacks and full meals. For the first year, I tried my best to integrate into their clique, but never worked out. It was always awkward, and I felt I was inserting myself where I didn't belong, so I stopped trying and relegated myself to be a great host and let them do their own thing. I didn't notice at first, but over the years, resentment had built. I feel like a 50s housewife serving drinks and lighting cigarettes to men. My husband on his own is amazing and I love him. He had been a great partner and my best friend during these 14 years. Problem is I'm not his best friend. Eliza is. Every single thing that happens in our life had to be discussed and analyzed with Eliza. Early in our relationship, I got pregnant. I took the test early in the night, and we were really scared. Despite this, he was so reassuring with me, holding me the whole night and told me he was ready to do whatever I wanted to do. I said I needed to really think about it. The next day, we went to our classes and agreed to lunch together. When we met, he asked me how I was and all. Then told me he had the contact number of a doctor who did abortions. It was illegal back then. I questioned him on how he had found one so fast when I wasn't even sure what I wanted to do. He called Eliza early in the morning, and she had a friend. I felt so betrayed because this was something that belonged to us, and he went and shared it with someone else. Not just someone else, but Eliza. During the next days, every time I saw him, he had new information from Eliza and Eliza's friend. I was so confused and scared, and Eliza convinced my boyfriend we needed to do it fast because it would be easier. It was so much pressure that I agreed. Long story short, it was a rat hole doctor office, and I almost died there. To this day, I don't know if I should have kept the baby or not. But better not to think about it. When my boyfriend proposed, Eliza was fake mad that he didn't tell her first that he was going to propose to me. The only way to please her was to have her as his best man, despite my husband having a male best friend. Every little or major event in our life turns into, yeah, I'm going to tell Eliza now, or you know how she gets. I was sexually abused as a child and told this to my husband. He was the first person I told about it. Months later, Eliza and I were alone in our kitchen, and she started to talk about something she heard in the news about a girl that was sexually abused by a family member and then hugged me.